So the trade deadline ended earlier today, and looking back on all these moves, I mean, there was a bunch of little small moves made, but easily the biggest move of the day and the most impactful one has to be Chase Young going to the San Francisco 49ers. Now, about 8 years ago, the Niners, when they hired Kyle Shanahan, when they hired John Lynch, maybe it was about 6, 7 years ago, they made a move on their roster. They made a change in their culture. They're going to build through the defensive line. And they drafted a bunch of guys like Eric Armstead and DeForest Buckner. Eventually, it led to Nick Bosa, who was the ultimate hit. But they also brought in guys like Dee Ford. They drafted Javon Kinlaw. They really went heavy on the defensive line because they believe that is where you start your culture. That is where you start your team. And obviously, the last thing they were able to grab was the quarterback because they thought it might have been Jimmy Garoppolo. Turns out he was the weakest link of their roster. They traded up everything they could to get their quarterback in Trey Lance, and he was a wild miss. So now you're settling with Brock Purdy, who I